Hello everyone, myself Khushi. I am a law student in IME Law College and I am here as a legal intern in very popular law firm LEXIS and Company. So guys, from this video we are going to discuss the very important topic of the Indian Constitution, which is the Article 19, freedom of speech and expression. The Constitution of India guarantees freedom of speech and expression to all their citizens. It is enshrined in the Article 19. Article 19 clause 1a. This is a topic is frequently in so many judgments of the Supreme Court. So let's discuss the Article 19 1 of the Constitution. According to the Article 19 clause 1a, all the citizens shall have a right to freedom of speech and expression. This imposes that all the citizens have a right to express their views and opinion freely. It includes not only the words, mouth, but also in a speech by way of writing, pictures, movie, banners, etc. Right to speech also include the right to not to speak. The Supreme Court of India was held that the participation in sports is an expression of one's self and hence it in the freedom of speech. In 2004, the Supreme Court held that the hosting the national flag is also a form of this freedom. Freedom of the press is it is also a part of this article, and this is also conferred the freedom of press also. This right also includes the right to access the information, because this right is a meaningless when the other are prevented from the knowing and listening. It is according to this the interpretation that this right to information are a fundamental right. The Supreme Court has also ruled that the freedom of speech is an inalienable right of the right to life, Article 21. These two rights are not separated but related. Restriction on the freedom of speech of any citizen may be placed as much by and the action of the states as by this inaction. This means that the failure of the state to guarantee this freedom to all classes of the citizen will be a violation of their fundamental rights. Rights to freedom of speech and expression also included the right of communicate, print, advertise information, also including the freedom of speech and expression. The right also includes the commercial as well as the artistic speech and expression. What is the importance of freedom of speech and expression? The basic element of a functioning democracy is to allow all the citizen. This is a basic right. It is the basic of the democracy to participate in a political and social process of the country. There is ample the freedom of the speech throughout the expression in all forms, verbal, written, broadcast, etc. In the is a part of a healthy democracy. Freedom of speech is a guarantee not only by the Indian Constitution but also a universal status, the human right. The UDHR also give the protection, or also including it into the UDHR provisions, the civil and political rights, and the European Convention on Human Rights also include the freedom of speech. This is an important because the democracy work well only if the people have a right to express their speech and their opinion, their things and thinking and thoughts about the government, and criticize if it needs. The voice of the people must be heard and their grievances are satisfied. It is a responsibility of a government. Through this, they can they can mention their grievances towards the government, not just in a political sphere. Even in the sphere like a social, culture, economic, the people must have their voice to hear in the true democracy. In the absence of the above freedom, democracy is the threatened. Means the democracy have no meaning. Have meaning of the true democracy. The government will become all the too powerful and start serving the interest of a few rather than the general public. Now, what is the needs to protect the freedom of speech and expression? There are a for the justification, we can say the helps to protect the freedom of speech and expression for the discovery of the truth by the open decision. It is an a self fulfillment of a development to express beliefs and political attitudes to actively participate in a democracy. We need to protect the and expression. Now there is also a restriction on the freedom of speech and expression of the citizen. The freedom of speech is not absolute. This is not absolute. Article 19 clause 2 impose some restriction also on the rights of freedom and speech and expression. The reasons of the restriction, we can say the security, sovereignty, and integrity of the country, friendly relations with the foreign countries, public order, decency and morality, hate speech, defamation, contempt of court, seditions are they include in the restriction which is imposed on the freedom of speech and expression, which is mentioned in the Article 19 Clause 2 of the Indian Constitution. What the needs of the safeguard of the freedom of speech and expression. In order to the safeguard state, the security and the sovereignty as a speech can be used against the state as a tool of spread hatred. The strike to strike a social balance. Freedom is a more purposeful if it is coupled with a responsibility. Certain freedom restrictions are necessary to meet the collective interest of the society. They protect others' rights. Any speech can harm a large group of the people on their rights, and the a reasonable restriction must be imposed so that the other rights is not hindered and affected by the act of or one man. So this is all about the freedom of speech and expression, Article 19, Clause 1A of the Indian Constitution. So guys, hope you like this video, hope you understand this topic. If you have any question regarding this topic, then you have to asking me in comment box. I will give my best to answer it. A very thank you to all to watching this video.